Hey everyone, Britt and Chris Carmichael here, bringing you the Elevated Life series where we teach you simple mindset shifts to create radical transformation in your life. We are joining you the day after Thanksgiving, so first and foremost, let's just tell them how thankful we are for you.
Very thankful, guys.
Thank you so much for all of your support. We've been doing the Elevated Life series every Friday for 2 years now, and it's been incredible to watch our journey unfold and your journey unfold as well. And today's topic, we wanted to do something a little bit different, a little bit special. First, we want to continue the conversation that we've been having about how, getting out of a narcissistic or toxic relationship. That's been the topic of conversation all month inside the Elevated Life membership club. And we talked about how to heal your past relationships, and we did a live training inside my Shine Tribe group where we talked about, how do you know if you're an empath stuck in a narcissistic relationship and how do you get out? Well, now we want to keep that conversation going and share what to do once you're out of the toxic relationship. And then we're going to finish this up today with a Q&A, Ask Us Anything. So be sure to get your questions prepared for us. We want to be able to answer anything that you come up with today. So let's dive into what do you do once you've left a toxic relationship?
Yeah, the big thing here, if you've been in a relationship that's really toxic, what normally has happened is one of the participants in the relationship has put a ton of effort in and the other person has kind of bailed a little bit. So if you're used to diving into the emotions of another person and constantly being at their whim and their beckoning call, what ends up happening is once you get out of the relationship, you've forgotten about yourself because you spend so much of the past relationship dealing with the other person that you've forgotten. Hey, I've got to take care of me first. Hey, my needs are really important. Hey, how I view life and what my dreams and goals are. You forget that that's so important because you find yourself just as a piece of a whole. And so instead, you need to remember that you're whole. And you have to start thinking about, what have I been neglecting in my life? Have I been ditching my friends? Have I not been playing the social game with other people? Have I missed out on working out,
self-care,
sleeping?
Yeah.
Have I ditched my hobbies?
Health?
Have I stopped going about like the TV shows I love watching? Like, it's something. There's got to be something that in a bad relationship that you've neglected that you personally need. So the biggest thing to do once you get out of one is to say, hey, I'm going to go back and do that now. I'm going to go back and start filling up my cup as much as possible. I'm going to get into my health. I'm going to find the books that I love to read. I'm going to rekindle those old relationships with people that I love being around and inspired me, that continued my growth. So start working on those things and remember who you used to be. Remember who you were before that relationship, before things got awkward and weird and you went down the wrong path, because everything that we have in our life, even the things that we don't want now, at one point we really, really, really wanted. And we changed our whole life to get them. And so now you've got to reconfigure your life in a way so you say, how can I grow just me?
Yeah, so it's important for you to rediscover that part of yourself that you lost in that toxic relationship. And take time to figure it out because you've clearly forgotten it. It's been pushed so far outside of your focus that it might take a little while to rediscover that, and it may be different than what it was before you joined the relationship because you've grown and evolved as a person. So give yourself time to heal and to learn to love yourself and to fulfill the needs that you're trying to get filled by someone else. Be that person for yourself, and it will take time. Chris asked me earlier this week, he said, when you were younger, were you ever single, or did you just go from relationship to relationship? And I went from relationship to relationship. I never gave myself that time to heal and to create space and to just be with myself. And it wasn't until right before I met Chris that I had actually started to do that. I remember putting it out into the universe. I said, that's it. I'm done with boys. I'm going to focus on my career. I'm going to beauty school. And I started beauty school, focused on my career, did my little, 9-to-5 jobs and went to beauty school. And 2 months after I committed to this path, my journey, what I knew I wanted for my own life, Chris walked into the door. So yeah. It's funny how when you finally commit to what you need for you, that perfect partner will show up and go, oh, you're doing that for yourself? Well, now I'm ready to enter into your life. So if you're just getting out of a toxic relationship, stay single. Just date yourself for a few months. Really rediscover who you are and what you've lost because of that relationship.
Yeah, a lot of times we, like Britt's saying, we automatically seek another relationship to fill that void that only we can fill. And so a lot of times what we end up doing is we repeat those same patterns because we haven't learned from them. We haven't accepted the lesson. We haven't realized that like it's us that's super important, that the person who's going to be with you your whole life is you. And so if you're always blaming your friends, or if you're always blaming your partner, you're always blaming your job or where you live, like the one thing that everything has in common is you. And so a lot of times you have to spend that time developing and nurturing all those things that maybe you didn't get as a child. Maybe you didn't see what a relationship should look like. Maybe you haven't understood that. And so there's no reason to go into the next one and repeat the same process again and again and again.
Julia says, that's so funny. That's how I met my boyfriend. I was focusing on myself then, and I met him when I wasn't even looking for a relationship. That's the best way. I'm telling you, that's the secret to manifesting anything you want in life, is decide what it is you want and then totally leave it alone. Just like drop the energy around it. Instead of, so many people are desperate to be loved and desperate to be in a relationship, that desperation actually is a block, an energetic block that's like, she's not ready. She can't handle this yet.
Yeah, and if you want to attract narcissists really well, be desperate to be in a relationship. Ooh. You'll find them. They'll be there. They'll be on Tinder. Check it out. Yeah.
All right, guys. So, of course, the answer to what do you do when you get out of a toxic relationship is to focus on you, to take care of your health, to find what brings you joy, to connect yourself with the relationships that are loving and supporting. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship, but rekindle those relationships in your life that are supportive, maybe friendship, or maybe even people with your family that you need to do a little bit of healing work around. Erica says, my ex isn't getting that. I am done, and keeps trying to say he's changing too. Just have faith. All right. It's an interesting cycle, because as empaths, we want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, but they are changing. It's all about your actions, though. It's not about the words that you say. Oh, I'm changing. Just trust me on this. You teach others through your actions, not through your words. And so I would say, if you're 100% done, girl, okay, bye, but if there's still some kind of thread of hope or faith, or like, maybe we can work this out, then you'll have to only perceive like the actions that he's showing, not just the words that he's telling you. I know in the beginning of our relationship, there were definitely times where we're like, we're done, we're not doing this anymore. But we knew there was something stronger that was connecting us and holding us together, and that we needed to work through it. And I'm glad that we did. There's definitely a balance in finding when is it time to abandon ship, and when is it time to start showing up in a more loving way, or a new perspective, or whatever it is that needs to shift to create that that wholeness and that connection in your relationship.
Yeah, and one thing about relationships too, you've got to be clear on what your expectations are. A lot of times we hold people to expectations that they either can't fulfill or they don't know about them, so they never fulfill them anyway, because you have to remember that everyone's kind of this lone island until you hop into a relationship, and then suddenly we're supposed to completely act different. We're supposed to do different things. We're supposed to say different things. And a lot of people just don't know how to do that. We didn't learn about that in school. No one taught us in the books. It's just something that we're trying to, wade the waters, and it's not always something that's really clear. And so you have to get to a space where you're telling the person exactly what it is that you want and exactly what it is that you're looking for, so they can better help. There's some people that will never do it. You'll get into a relationship, and no matter what amazing things you pull off, whether you get your NASA scientist brain on, you come with all this awesome stuff, it won't work out. Some relationships won't work out, and that's what they're meant to do. They're supposed to prepare you for the next one.
Well, them not working out is them working out.
Bingo. Mindset shift.
Because if they're not working out, then they taught you what you needed to learn, and the lesson has been presented, and there's no need for the relationship any longer. So, okay, special edition Q&A. I want you guys, if you have any questions, to leave them in the chat below, because we get messages from you guys all the time about, all the kinds of questions that pertain to relationships, to happiness, to health, to wealth, to building your business. Whatever it is, we cover it on the Elevated Life, and you guys are always asking us so many questions, and we try to cover them every week here on the Elevated Life series, and every month inside our monthly membership club. So today we wanted to just take a little bit of time. Black Friday, it's all about hanging out, being with your family. I doubt anyone's at work today. So let's just be together. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat box below. This is something we always do at the end of our live trainings inside the membership club, is open it up for Q&A, so that you have a voice, that if you have a question, if you're stuck, use us as your guide. We will help you through whatever struggle, spiritual, business, relationship, health. We've been there, we've done that. Let's do this, guys. Erica says, that's what it is for sure. I think I settled before, but now see what I truly want, and he doesn't understand, as well as his actions and words don't match, but I am so happy he is growing for himself. Oh, that's so beautiful. I just need to work on myself more.
See, that's beautiful.
So powerful.
Even when you're coming out of a relationship, when you can love the person still, even if you're upset or even if it's not working out, and you say, hey, look, I really care about you, I really love you, but what's going on between us is not really what I'm looking for in my life right now. And I wish the best for you, and I hope you wish the best for me, and let's just move on from there. It's a totally different than like, I hate you. You know, it's a different ending. It can be almost like a new beginning.
Yeah, I feel like we've been culturally programmed to like think that the world is over when a relationship ends, but it's really just beginning, because like I said, that was a chapter that was meant to teach you a lesson and to be closed and moved on from, right? So it's not the end of the world, it's just the beginning. Julia says, unfortunately, she's at work. Oh, well, you're hanging out with us, so it must be a good day, right? All right, any questions that you guys have for us? We'd love to answer them while we're here live. Julia says communication is definitely key when you're with a partner or a friend, telling them what you want.
Yeah, true.
So many people are not mind readers. Some of us are, but a lot of us aren't. So it's important to voice and put out there what you need in all of your relationships, whether it be romantic or friendship.
Yeah, and what you're really doing by telling them what you need is saying, hey, these are my boundaries. Hey, these are things I don't want to compromise on. Like on Sunday, don't call me. Like I'm busy, I'm doing stuff. You can't call me on Sunday. I'm doing my own thing. I got my self-care Sundays on. And always be reminding people, these are the boundaries that are firm for me. And what you'll start doing is people start respecting those. And you don't have so much leeway, because once you know the person's expectations and once you know their boundaries, you know how to act around them. You know what they need. And it's just so much easier. It's so hard to figure people out. I mean, it's impossible. Everyone's different. Everyone's had different upbringings. Everyone has different preferences. Everyone has different everything. But if you can get on that same, like, well, what are the expectations here? You know, you want me to cook dinner 3 times a week? Is that what the expectation is? We can work on that. That's fine. Maybe you cook it the other time. It just let that thing come up and say, look, hey, we got to change this over here. We got to set up some new boundaries. I need my me time in the morning. I need from 8 to 9 a.m. That's just me. Don't come talk. I want to have my jams. I want to meditate. Whatever that is, make sure you're always setting those boundaries and those expectations. It's
true. Chris knows that when I'm reading my tarot in the morning and journaling, if he walks in the room and I'm like balls deep in writing, he looks over at me and I'll look at him and just give him the like, don't fucking talk to me right now.
Evil look.
Don't you dare come in here. You know what time it is. And he will. He'll just pause and go, oh, I see what you're doing. He'll turn around and walk right out. He won't even say like, oh, I'm sorry I interrupted you, because then that's interrupting me. So he knows my boundary is when I'm sitting with my cards or journaling or whatever, and I'm in my little sacred spot, don't talk to me, right?
Yeah.
He knows that. And I know if the bathroom door is closed, don't talk through the door to him. He doesn't like it. The door's closed for a reason. Okay, let's see. Erica says, thank you so much. I just want the best for everyone. To be honest, I love you guys.
Such a great place to be.
You're in such an awesome place, Erica. I love that. Okay, Julia says, this question isn't about toxic relationships, but do you have any advice for empaths? I definitely am one, because I feel people's emotions and energies as well as my own, and I can sense spirits. But sometimes it freaks me out because I don't know what to do with all the energy. Very, very, very great question. And also, if you haven't watched the video that we did on Empaths Attracting Narcissists, we talk a lot about what an empath is, how you know you are, and how to protect your boundaries a little bit better. But your specific question is, any advice for empaths is set your boundaries, is realize how you feel when you're around positive influences, and notice how you feel when you're around negative influences. That way you can feel in your body the energy that it's trying to show you. So if you walk into a room and there's a lot of negative energy, notice how your body feels. If you go automatically into that like, ooh, bad vibes, then it's important for you to like put up your energetic shield, which is when I teach people, I teach them to imagine a white glowing globe of energy around them that like acts as a protection bubble. So you'll know to put up your protection bubble, which I highly recommend. If you know your empath, and you're sensitive, do it right when you walk out your front door.
Every time.
Every single time.
Don't not.
Yeah, like just imagine yourself being surrounded by this glowing ball of golden energy. And I know it seems silly, but your visualization is so powerful. And I know that since you've taken Shine School, you know all about visualization. That's one of the topics we cover. But it seems like you're not doing anything, but you really are. And just setting that intention of like, I'm protecting myself, I'm putting up these boundaries, you are doing yourself such a favor on an energetic level you don't even consciously realize.
Yeah, there's a couple things too. The first one is to stay relaxed. If you can stay relaxed as an empath, you're going to crush it. The next thing to do is, how do you channel energy? Let's say you didn't stay relaxed. You messed that one up. And so now you've got a ton of energy. The thing to do with energy is to be able to move it. You want to be able to take energy that you're feeling and move it into something else. So what you're trying to do is transform the energy. So you can transform it through emotion. You can transform it. The way I like to do it is through movement. I like to move my body, exercise, things like that. A lot of people want to exercise to punish themselves because they feel like they don't look good enough. But the real reason to exercise is so you can move your energy around. Any of that stagnant stuff that you've been holding inside, or any kind of stress, it can be moved. You just need to go move around. You need to do some yoga, work out, calisthenics, jog, something. So figure out how to move that energy in the last part. So if you can stay relaxed in front of people, if you can then move your energy, but also know what situations are going to be like that. Yeah. So
like when I go into the mall, I automatically know that my sensitivity and my empath and all the things, like I'm going to be triggered. I'm going to be overwhelmed. Like it's a lot for me to handle if I go to a concert or to the mall or anywhere there's more than 10 people. It's a lot. And so I have to know, like, okay, I'm mentally preparing myself before I walk into the mall, surrounding myself in the glowing light, taking longer and deeper breaths to bring in more life force. Yeah, to bring in more life force energy. And when I focus on taking those longer, relaxing breaths, it brings me back into the present moment so I can feel what's going on. It's when we get disconnected with our body and we don't realize that we're feeling overwhelmed and we stay in the middle of all of that. So also just knowing like, hey, I'm about to walk into this mall, there's a shitload of people, or I'm going into this conference. I went to the Brendan Bouchard High Performance Academy conference in the spring this year. I had a massive migraine at the end of the day because it was so much energy from 2,000 people. And not only, we're at a high performance seminar, so it's not like we're at a yoga retreat where we're all relaxing and breathing and chanting. We're like pumped up and screaming and hugging and dancing, and it's crazy, and it was way too much. So I did a ton of meditation that night. Chris and I did a guided hypnosis session where I just helped to relax my body because my body was so stimulated, and immediately the headache went away. So you just have to consciously be aware, like I'm about to go into this crazy environment or there's a ton of people, and tell your mind and your body to relax, but also to stay, energetically protected.
And practice it. This isn't something to just go do the second that you realize you're in an intense situation. You got to practice it daily. So spend a couple minutes in someone asked, I need to work on, how do I be calm? How am I calm? Yeah.
So, I got told, both Julia and Erica, I got told today to calm my energy down. How do I do that?
So when we're talking about relaxing, the number one way, and this is the key way, your nervous system is tied to your breathing. 100%. So if you're feeling stressed, focus on your breathing.
Well, let's just prove that point right now. Everyone who's watching, take a really long, slow, deep inhale in through your nose and let your belly expand. And repeat that a few more times. And as you exhale, sigh it out. Let your shoulders melt. Allow your muscles to soften.
And boom, you already feel relaxed.
Notice
that easy, man.
Do you feel more relaxed? Easy. It is really that simple. Your breath is the key to all the things here. I mean, without it, you die and you're done, right? So if you can control your breathing, if you can control your energetic state through that slow, conscious, deep breathing. Dude, my boobs are sweating. I'm so hot right now. Hold on. Like, you guys have got me all hot and worked up. Whew, Chris is like a furnace over here.
Always. The other thing to do as an empath, and we talked about this when we did the Live and Shine Tribe about narcissists and empaths. The other thing to do as an empath is to cultivate detachment. And what that means is being able to go into any situation and to pull yourself out of your first person, I'm Susie or I'm Johnny perspective, and just sit there for a minute and be detached. Be as though like your body is like a rock, right? And then there's all this stuff going on around it, but you don't see rocks being affected by anything. They're just out there. It's just a rock. So cultivate that detachment. Allow yourself to pull away from the first person perspective and almost see yourself, from a different. See yourself from being up higher or anything like that, and look down on yourself and keep that calm breathing. And you'll notice that as you practice that more and more often, situations just won't bother you. You'll get into them, but you'll just water off a duck's back kind of a thing. But you have to cultivate it. You have to practice that. You can't just get in a situation and think you're going to default to something that's amazing. You're going to default to whatever pattern you've practiced. So practice. This means, like with Britt, we know she's always going to be speaking and doing things like that in front of big groups. And you guys have already heard when she gets in front of big groups, it's tough. And so this is something we have to practice. We have to practice while we're at home, just the two of us. So when she walks out the door, she's practicing. When she comes back in the door, she's still practicing. So the morning time, all that morning stuff that you're doing, all that's just practice.
It's practice so I can handle hanging out with everyone else in the world.
You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to, especially if you want to do anything big in your life. If you want to get in front of and influence a lot of people, like you're going to have to deal with that. There's no way to get around it. So the more often you can practice that detachment, making sure that you're getting rid of all the excess energy that you don't need through a healthy means, not by yelling, not by all that kind of stuff, unless you just want to get in the bedroom and just scream for a while. That works. You can cry, you can laugh, you can sex.
Why in the bedroom?
I don't know. Thought of the bedroom.
I don't know. I don't like that.
Well, there you go. We all have different methods.
Okay, here's another case in point. Chris will work out at home. He'll work out right here in the living room. Won't even think twice about it. I cannot work out in my home. Like maybe yoga, maybe. But any kind of like fast moving, I'm burning energy, like absolutely not. Because I'm so sensitive to energy that when I finish working out, I can walk through the living room and still feel like the emotions that I just released, right? So unless I open a window or like go into a different room, like it's really hard for me to work out. I like to take my energy to the gym and leave it at the gym, right? Erica says my energy was too much, like in the sense of moving too fast, but getting it done, just needed to slow down a little.
Yeah, it's just practice. It's just, we're so habitual in every single thing that we do. And the big deal is to start cultivating that immediately. Just take the breaths. If you find yourself getting anxious, worried, 5 long
That's why
breaths.
Smokers smoke. It's not that they're smoking this nicotine that they want. They're taking the long, deep breath. Like they're trying to step away from their current situation and take those long, deep inhalations, but they're just breathing in toxic stuff. So it's like, it's like helping but killing you at the same time. It's kind of like, doesn't make sense. But, Julia says, I'm the opposite. I love working out in my basement, then clean my aura with a shower after.
Perfect. The shower's smart.
I think that's
Super
great.
smart.
The shower is essential. Whenever I get home from the salon, I immediately hop in the shower and rinse off my body, because when you get in the water, your aura actually retreats and can start to do the cleansing work that needs to be done to release the negative energy you've picked up along the way throughout the day. So
it's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm loving all these questions, guys. Any other questions that you have for us, leave it in the comments below. Again, we love answering everything from success to spirituality to sex to health to wealth. Whatever topic you can come up with, Chris and I have probably read a book on it.
I definitely have.
Yes, Chris reads a book a week, guys. So you wonder why
minimum.
Yeah, why do we know so much? Because we're constantly consuming knowledge and implementing it and trying it and testing it in our lives. And listen, guys, a lot of this stuff has worked, and there's definitely a lot of things that don't work, and that's exactly why we created the Elevated Life, to help you shortcut, your path to greatness, so that you don't have to go through 10,000 experiments to get to the one that works for you. We want to help to shorten that learning curve, and that's exactly what we do inside the Elevated Life Membership Club, as well as our weekly videos. So again, if there's any topics you want us to cover, we'll be here every Friday joining you guys and teaching you and inspiring you on how to elevate your life and how to cultivate genuine joy and happiness. And that's exactly what we'll be talking about in next month's Elevated Life membership. So of course we join you for every Friday to talk about different topics, but in the membership club we dive really deep into certain topics and categories. And this month we're going to be covering happiness, because let's face it, if I ask anyone here, like, what do you really want? Everyone really just wants happiness, right? They may say, you know, like a Ferrari, but below that is because they want to feel something from it. They want to feel fulfilled or happy. And happiness is a choice. It's not something that you were born with. It's not something that you were lucky to have. It's something that you can cultivate. And that's exactly what we're going to be teaching you in next month's training inside the membership club.
Bingo.
Yes, I'm so excited. Oh, and really quick, since it's Black Friday, we should probably mention that we have done something awesome inside the membership club, and we have reduced the price from $47 a month to $22 a month. So now when you join the Elevated Life, it's only $22 a month to access our 90-minute live trainings, as well as all the past content that we've covered, yoga and meditation videos each month, workbooks, resources, our Facebook group. There's so many amazing things that we offer inside the Elevated Life Club that we just can't do here every Friday. So just thought I'd throw that out there.
Sure.
How cool is that? 22
I
bucks.
love it.
All right. Julia says, what's your advice on Christmas gifts to others? So random, but I want to show my woo-woo side more to my close friends, but I'm not sure that if that'll be too much, especially since they may not get the spiritual side. Gratitude rock?
Sure. That's an excellent. I didn't even think of that.
Yes.
Excellent.
So when we first started down the woo-woo path, we wanted to give a bunch of gifts during Christmas time, but we're trying to find the balance between presents and presents, right? The physical presents, like what you're buying, and then like our connection with people. So we started giving out crystals or little rocks. We had painted rocks that we painted. We had actual crystals with amethyst and different things like that. And we gave all of our friends a rock, and we called it a gratitude rock. This came from the movie The Secret, the documentary. Mm-hmm. And the idea behind the gratitude rock is that every time you see it or touch it, you want to carry it in your pocket every day. Every time you touch it, you are reminded to be grateful for something, right? So that's why it's called the gratitude rock. We gave that out to all of our friends one year when we were going, you know, when we were at where you're at right now. And that gift was so well received, even by people that weren't woo-woo, and even children started to take on that idea of giving gratitude rocks. We gave some to our friends who had children. They gave them to their children. The children started making them and giving them to their friends. So it's actually a great way to spread more gratitude and more positivity, is these, and they're very inexpensive. You can literally go outside and pick up a rock off the ground, and if you want to get extra creative, paint it, put a heart on it, or a flower, or a word that says peace, or maybe you write mantras on it or something.
Yeah, the deal here is, don't make it into a big deal. Don't be like, hey, this will align your chakras and balance your energy. Because if people don't know what that means, they're going to be like, what kind of witchcraft voodoo are you bringing over here? And so just say, hey, I saw this, I thought about you, it was really beautiful, it made me think about you. Every time I see mine, I look at it, every time I touch it, it reminds me of something I'm grateful for. And I'm grateful for our relationship, and I just want to share that with you. Boom, you're in the woo-woo, but you didn't freak the person out.
Yeah.
The worst you can do is really turn people off this, because woo-woo stuff's really nice. I mean, you can really do some wonderful things with your energy. You can really inspire a lot of people. Just, if you start using the wrong languaging, you're going to turn a lot of people off. So it's really important, if you want to give your friends gifts like that, you know, to just let them know that they're important. Like, hey, I saw this. I thought of you.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It reminded me of you.
Yeah.
I want you to have it. And you don't have to be weird. You know, it doesn't have to be like, this is going to change the energy coming from your computer. You know, like, what? This is going to give off the EMFs. What the hell is
What are
that?
you giving them, salt lamps?
I know.
Okay, so one of the gifts that my cousin gave to everyone in our family one year was one of the most heartfelt and moving gifts, and it was completely free. He didn't have a lot of money at the time, and so he wrote a genuine, Christmas card to every single person. And it talked about the different, memories that we shared together, things that he appreciated about our connection and our friendship. So, writing even just a card, with actual, not just Merry Christmas, but hey, that time when we blah, 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 or you've inspired me to be a blah, 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 blah. That will change someone's life. And it's free, essentially. Get some paper and a pen and you got it.
Yeah.
And Julia says, you guys are so funny.
It's so true, though.
Dude, we're a hot mess. That's what we are. No, I'm just kidding. We're always having a good time. Or just hold on, let's see. Erica says, yeah, that's all I want is to laugh the rest of my life and enjoy everything. I'm so blessed daily to be here now and to find why I'm here. I know I was born for a reason. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
I'm so grateful for you guys.
You guys are on fire today.
You guys are amazing right now. And that's the thing, laughing... like automatically lifts your spirits and puts you in a better mood. So if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling negative, just find something to be joyful about. You can literally find joy in the simplest things, like looking outside and watching the birds. I mean, sometimes they act goofy and they're fun to enjoy.
It doesn't mean to neglect the, I guess, negative emotions.
Sure.
No real emotions are negative, but like, it doesn't mean neglect those. It doesn't mean don't honor those, because those are always also really important.
They're valid,
but a lot of times you don't want to stay there, because if you stay in an emotion, none of emotions are you're supposed to stay with. They're all supposed to kind of come and go. And so if you're staying with something too long, if you've been harboring anger for a long time, or hatred, or animosity, or whatever it might be, like, just swap that out.
Pick a new emotion.
Yeah, grab a new emotion, hold on to that for a minute, and then drop it. Get on the next bull, and make it, it'll be easy once you start to realize that you don't have to continuously hold on. You can always let go. You can always choose a new one. So the reason why I like the gratitude rock so much is because gratitude allows you to choose emotions very quickly that are better.
Positive.
In other words, make you feel better inside. Make the people around you feel better. Let the environment feel good. And so make sure you're always just hitting that gratitude up just to raise yourself that one next level, because you're the one in charge of your emotions. No one else can really help you. They can't really influence you unless you let them. So be stepping yourself up just one more time, just by talking about, just by thinking about, just by noticing what you're grateful for. And it could be anything. It could literally be anything. I love the shape of the building I'm in right now. I mean, that sounds silly, but I can be grateful for that. I can be grateful for anything.
For anything.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you, baby.
Oh.
I'm grateful for you guys.
Yeah, we're so grateful for you guys. And thanks for all of your fun questions today. If you have any last questions, leave them in the chat box, because we are closing up today. We're going to put up our Christmas tree.
It's going to be beautiful.
Going to hang out with Chris's sister today, spend time with some family. And what else is on the agenda?
Relax, hang out,
have
relax.
Fun. Yeah. So we're super thankful for each and every one of you guys. The Elevated Life series has been going on for 2 years now. And I mean, it's just incredible to watch it grow and expand. So if you guys know someone who would love this message, if you think like, hey, they need the Carmichaels in their life, tag them in the comments below, share this video. We appreciate your support, the love, the good vibes, and everything that you guys bring our way. Thank you. Have a great weekend, guys. Thank you so much, Erica. We're so thankful for all of you. We love inspiring you. And what was that word? Inspired. We love inspiring you. Whether it be here on our live videos or inside our membership club, we're blurry.
It happens. Welcome to technology.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to come hang out with us inside the monthly membership club, you can join by going to BrittanyCarmichael.com/membership. And now you can access it for only $22 a month. Whoop, whoop. Julia says, thank you both. This is amazing and exactly what I needed. I love you both. We love you too. Yeah. Have a good day at work. And hey, everyone, if you're not on my newsletter, be sure to sign up, BrittanyCarmichael.com/join, but I think most of you are. I'm going to be sending out a very special email announcement today. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We hope to see you guys next week inside the Elevated Life Monthly Membership Club, where we'll be talking about happiness and how to cultivate that and choose that for yourself. Thanks. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Monday Madness, all the things that are happening, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever's coming up. There's only 1 month left in the year. Make sure to make 2018 count. It's been a doozy, so remember to make sure you celebrate everything that you've gone through this year, whether it be perceived as negative or it has been a life-changing turning point for you. Celebrate your journey and remember that, you know, the best is yet to come. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. So if you can find joy in this moment, just know that it just keeps expanding once you latch on to that.
Oof.
I know.
Bye, guys.
See ya.